Hello, I'm Alderwoman Sheila Finlayson with the City of Annapolis, and we're here on beautiful Annapolis City Dock at the Kunta Kinte Alex Haley Memorial. This is a cornerstone of our city dock and of the history that sits in our beautiful city. So before we get into a special treat today, I'm going to invite Chris Haley to join me. Chris is a member of the Haley family and is a historian with the Maryland Archives. Chris, good morning.
Hi,
good afternoon.
Thank you, Sheila, for having me here on this nice, brisk morning.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So tell us about the monument. There's so many pieces to it, so much for people to see when they come to the city.
Certainly. Thank you. The monument was put together over a long period of time by community members, including Leonard Blackshear. And what we really wanted to create is a multi-ethnic memorial that would speak to the lineage and the history and the message of roots for not only African Americans, but for Americans of all different backgrounds. So here we have 3 kids represented here, a boy and 2 young ladies, 1 African American, 1 European, and 1 Asian. And of course, Uncle Alex being the more wise person who is telling them a story. Because one of the things about roots, of course, is about speaking to your elders, sharing stories, sharing your history. And so in addition to these 4 figures here, we have along City Dock these bollards, which are featuring comments that were very much featured and remembered from the book and the story Roots on broadcast. And also across the street, we have the compass rose. And if you stand in the center of the compass rose, you can look in different directions to wherever your heritage might be. It could be Asia, it could be Africa, it could be Antarctica. But the way that it is strategically placed, you stand on this point and you can look to where your ancestors sailed over before they landed perhaps in New York at Ellis Island, or in Baltimore, or of course as Kunta Kinte landed right here in Annapolis City Dock.
I suspect that most people had no clue the significance of the compass rose, as well as they probably didn't realize the story that's being told on the ballards on the wall here. You know, last year we renovated City Dock, and in doing so we had to redo the wall and the ballards, and so most people aren't aware that there is a story to be told. And if you go from ballard to ballard, you kind of get a bigger picture of the story. But we have a new feature that's being added, that has already been added. So why don't we invite Dr. Blackshear to come in and tell us about this new feature on the monument.
Thank you.
Hi, Dr. Blackshear. How are you?
Hello, Alderman. It is wonderful to be here because not only was the city docks renovated, but a new feature, as you said, was added to the memorial. And I brought with me my trusty smartphone.
Okay.
Because I don't go too many places without it. But this smartphone has something that is very helpful for visitors when they are visiting the memorial now. They can use their smartphone to get a virtual tour of the memorial. So like you mentioned that there's a story behind the bollards, there's a story also behind the memorial statue grouping, and there's a story, as Chris was saying, behind the compass rose. Most people aren't aware of that because this is a static memorial, a very popular one, but it's static. What we did was we added a feature called QR codes.
QR codes.
QR codes. Quick response codes. And quick response codes allow you to have a video tour of the various features of the memorial. So you can go to our website, which is kintehaley.org, and you will see all of the videos that we have created. There are 4 different videos. Or you can come right here to the memorial, use your trusty camera, your trusty cell phone. If you have an application called a QR code reader, just scan it and you can watch a video.
And where would you find the code on the monument?
There are 4 different codes at 4 different spots. I'm going to walk here, and this is the one that's right here for the statue grouping. It's a little square, and you see these everywhere. You see them in magazines. They almost look like the scanners that you see on products in a supermarket or in stores. And all you need to do is to pull up your application. First, you have to know your cell phone code. Put your quick response code reader over it, and what it does is it then allows you to go to the website, and guess what you have? You have a video.
Well, wonderful.
And this particular video features a Haley member, Chris Haley, and Chris is the narrator of all of the videos that talk about the memorial, so that people get a chance to not only see it, but get an educational information from being for being here to look at it.
Well, that's awesome. So where are these? Are they all located on the different ballards? Where would you find those QR codes?
So this QR code speaks only about the statue grouping.
Okay.
So, and it reminds you that there are other components. If you go down to the end of the bollards here, there's something called the Leonard A. Blackshear tribute plaque, because this was named the Leonard A. Blackshear Walk. So if you go there, there is another QR code, and that QR code talks about the story wall. It talks about how it was developed, and it talks about all the different values that are presented in the Roots books that are described here. And as Chris said, all of these came from the Roots book. If you go across to the market house, you'll find two on the information kiosk. One talks overall about the whole memorial, and that it was built in phases and that there are different components. And the other QR code talks specifically about the compass rose. So there's four.
So there's 4 opportunities to learn far more about the monument and the history and the story behind each one of the pieces to this monument. The 3 pieces, the ballards, the statue, and the compass rose.
That's right. And short of having your own tour guide, it's perfect.
Well, wonderful. So another feature, another opportunity for guests and not just tourists, but Annapolis residents to come down and learn a little bit more history about our city.
We get a lot of inquiries at the foundation about the memorial and people looking for materials. So we thought, use the technology and use that to help people get information instantaneously.
If someone's watching right now, they can also go to your website, correct?
They can go to the website
and pull up the same videos.
KentyHaley.org. You will see a tab that says Virtual Tour Guide, and you can walk through the whole memorial with the 4 videos.
Well, excellent. So you can watch it at home, acquaint yourself with the story, and then come down and actually see the monument.
That's right.
Absolutely. Well, this is awesome. And thank you to the foundation for adding a new feature to our city dock. It's been a wonderful blustery day out here, but it's truly a treat to be here and to share this information. So any parting comments before we?
It is just wonderful for people to be able to come to see this. Leonard used to talk about this site as being a symbolic Ellis Island for African Americans, and I think it's that for anybody who's studying their history and want to pass on the heritage to their family members. So it's just a wonderful site, and I appreciate the city's support, and I appreciate your support, Alderman. It's been a wonderful partnership.
Well, thank you. Absolutely. And Mr. Haley, would you like to add any parting comments?
It's time for coffee. It's kind of cold out.
It is a brisk afternoon,
At the
absolutely.
Market House.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, and we'll see you the next time.